My name is Josh, and you're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, 92.1 FM.
Hi, this is Neas with Behind the Art Scene on KXVS, the voice of Stockton. And today my guest is Donna Barlow, and we're going to be talking about some of her upcoming projects. She's a singer, she's a teacher, multifaceted. Welcome, Donna.
Hi, thank you for having me here, Joy.
So how did you get started in singing anyway?
Oh, it came about when I was 5 years old and I heard singing for the first time, or at least I was just aware of using your voice in a different way. So when I was 5 years old in Pittsburgh, California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is that mainly in church or school or?
I was in school when that happened, in kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
And I remember my first song that I learned too.
What is that?
It's called Pick a Little, Talk a Little, Pick a Little,
Oh,
Talk
yeah.
a Little,
Yeah.
cheap, talk a lot, pick a little more. I still remember it.
That was from a movie, wasn't it?
I have no idea. Our teacher taught us. I think the music teacher taught us.
I think
that.
it was The Music Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to look that
I
up.
remember that. Yeah.
The music.
I remember. Tell us about what project you're working on now. You got a big, exciting thing coming up.
Yes, I have my third CD release coming up in September 15th at the Civic Auditorium. And it's moving right along, and we're excited about this project because not only do we have songs, but we have video to show along with it, and we have a little bit more entertainment that I don't want to give away, but it's going to absolutely be fun. Yeah.
And that coincides with your birthday?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
My release is on the same day as my birthday. So we're having the release on the 15th. We're having the release party, and we're having just a tad bit of celebration, but not too much of a birthday. I'm not really a birthday celebrator. So, but we're having a little bit of something to acknowledge that I'm turning a half a century.
50 years old.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what kind of music do you really enjoy? What's your flavor?
It varies. I like Spanish. I like Bollywood. I enjoy a little bit of hip hop. I do a little. I've done a little gospel. I like some gospel. I love rock. It's just a mixture of things that I like. Classical. So I have a wide variety.
So at your CD release, what kind of genres are going to be there? Or?
Oh, we're gonna have neo soul there. I think we're gonna have R&B. I think that's. I really don't know what to call my music. Usually people put me in a category, but I just do so many things. I don't put myself in a category, so I'll just let them do it. Mm-hmm. I just know that I'm gonna have some neo soul there, some R&B, Afrobeat-esque feel in one of the songs. I'm thinking of other things, but mainly that's what we're having there. Yeah.
So can you give us a sample of anything?
Let me think of a song, because I've been racking my brain in the studio lately, and we finally got finished with the song, the vocals. So let me think. I can sing a little bit of. Wow, I didn't expect this actually. There's a song that I was working on yesterday. I can just sing a little bit of it. It goes, ooh, I'm getting hot, hot, blaze me up into the core, ooh, you better. The true loving that you're giving me, 10,000 Fahrenheit degrees, ooh, you better. Be knowing when I want to play, infatuated by your rays, ooh, you better. That's the chorus line. It represents fire, the fire part of the classical elements.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
So you wrote that?
No, my son wrote it actually. He went back to New York, but my son Devon Lubar, he wrote that, and it's about the sun. The
wow.
song's about the sun.
Wow. So how would you classify that? The sound of that, or
the genre, or
yeah.
I don't know.
Too big for labels, too big. Okay.
He wrote it, I just sang it, so yeah.
No, that's really wonderful. So you were telling me about a tour that you took. Why don't you tell everybody about that? All the different places you went.
Oh, wow, so many places. I wanted to go on tour last year, and I wanted people to go with me. Actually, I wanted to go prior years to that, but no one would go. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait around for a band, or I'm going to wait around for someone to want to go with me. And year after year went by, and I was like, I can't let another year go by because I'm not getting any younger. So I decided I'll just go on the road by myself. So I went on the road by myself. New Mexico was my first stop, Albuquerque, and I did a little open mic there. It was fun. It was so much fun.
So how did you find the place that you went? Or
I have relatives in many of the locations that I decided to stop in along the way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I call it my loop tour. I made a loop around the U.S., going through the bottom, then up to the top, New York, and then back.
So did your relatives help you find the locations? Or
No, I helped myself.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm the manager.
Okay.
I'm the beautician. I'm the hairstylist. I'm the clothes designer. I'm the agent booker.
So you kind of researched and said.
I did. For a few months, I researched.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So Albuquerque, where did what was the location?
It was a restaurant. I forgot the name of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it was fun. And my next stop after that was Texas. And I sung at a birthday pool party and some other club that I can't recall the name. Vibe. I think the name of the club was Vibe. So, yeah. I have footage that I still haven't put together yet because I wanted to make a little video of my tour last year, but I still am in the process of putting it together.
Uh-huh.
Then after Texas, I went to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and that was fun. I sang at one of their open mics, and I did so well, they wanted me to come back a couple of days later. I did. And then after that, I went to go visit my sister in North Carolina, Fayetteville. Then after that, I shot up to New York, and that's when I sang at the Duplex in downtown New York. That was epic. That was the most epic part of my tour.
So why was it epic?
Because I was able to sing with Guilty Pleasures Cabaret. Those girls are so awesome. They make you welcome, and they know how to work that stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some of them work. I think a couple of them also dance with my son with the Atma Bollywood team, led by Amit Shah. So, I mean, it's who you know. Sometimes you have those connections.
Yeah.
And that's how I was able to get on with the girls, because my son was affiliated with one of the dancers. So, yeah.
So you were singing, and did you do any dancing? Or
I tried a little bit. It's online. I tried a little bit of dancing. My son was saying, can you dance on this part with the girls? I was like, I have a hard time dancing while I'm singing that particular part. So I just did the best that I could on stage. I'm not really a dancer, and it probably shows on my videos, and it shows on their video when we were on stage together, but I did my best. Yeah. And then from there, I went to Minnesota to visit my mother, and I was able to get on a little open mic there so she could see me. So that was fun. Just being in the same town that my mom was in, I got ready, we walked together, and it was good spending some time with her.
Okay.
And then from there, I went back to California. So it took me an entire month, the month of July of last year.
So was that the first time you've ever done anything like that? Or?
That was the first time I went across the country like that, yeah. It's not the first time I went across the country, but it was the first time I went across the country that long. Yeah, because I've made a couple of trips to Wisconsin and back a couple of times. But to make that circle from California going south through Texas back up, that's the first time I've ever made that trip for an entire month.
And like the first time singing, right?
Well, not the first time.
I mean, making the trip singing.
Yes, first time making the trip singing. First tour. That's what it is. It was
there
my
you
first
go.
road
there
tour.
you go.
Yes.
So do you have any plans for a second road tour?
I plan on going next year.
Uh-huh.
I definitely plan on doing that. I definitely have to go back to New York. I told my son, if you get a show together, I'll be there.
So what does your son do?
He dances. He dances all over the world. He's danced in South Africa, Canada, Florida, of course, that's the United States. Where else? China and Bahrain.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's been many places.
So
Sweden is another place. He helped open up a dance company there.
Oh, wow. So he's part of a dance company? Or?
Yes, he's part of a couple of dance companies. At one point, he was part of like 3 or 4, but I was like, whoa,
Oh my goodness.
I can't handle that. Yeah.
What kind of dance does he do?
He does Bollywood. He does hip hop. He does modern Afro. I don't know what it's called. It's either African or Afro beat or dance hall. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. He does other. I'm not sure if he does tap, but not ballet either. But he does several genres. And if you ask him if he knows how to do something, he'll probably say, "I'll get back with you." He'll probably try to do it. Learn it as much as he can about it. Yeah.
So how long has he been dancing?
Oh, wow. He's been dancing since high school.
Yeah.
But he probably would have been dancing before then, but being in such a strict Christian home, we didn't allow the kids to do too much that we considered secular or of the world. So, yeah. Okay. Can you draw my eye? And I want to put it in the bass clef. And so she did that because she's a great artist, too. Neither one of us have taken an art class, but yet we have it in us to be an artist. And
so who is Mona?
My sister. She lives in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's really... And when I had her do it, she sent it back because I did draw it like this, but it didn't come out like this. It came out weird. And so she fixed it up and made it look so good. And I was like, that's my logo. We're keeping it.
All
so
right.
I'm going to put it on everything. I'm going to put it on T-shirts, my CDs, letterhead. It's on my car. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's really a family affair, all your family members.
You know what? Yes. I suppose so. Except for when I have backup dancers, that's not in the family because you have to go outside sometimes to find the talent.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we have talent in the family, but, extend the talent invitation to others. So, yeah.
So what can you tell a little bit how you think the night will go with your CD release? Or?
Can I tell you, the nights never go the way I planned them.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And from the last one got so out of control that we couldn't get control over it. It was just going. And it just went. We had more people at this last one, the second one that we had at Shativa's. It was great, though.
That's the one I missed.
Yes.
Oh, no.
But it's okay. I mean, you're not going to miss the next one.
No. Okay.
And since each one grows bigger and bigger, I figured we needed a bigger space.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Sure. So how many people do you expect?
50 to 100. I really don't want to go over 100. So get your tickets early. I have them.
There we go. So how would people get their tickets from you?
Well, they can, I have the information on YouTube. I have it on Facebook. I have it on Twitter, Instagram. I think it's on Instagram, Reverb Nation. But they can easily call me because my telephone number is open to the public, to the world. It's online and it's on my Facebook. So they can contact myself. They can go to La Dolce Vita Bakery and Cafe downtown where the Newberry building is. She has tickets. You can also go to the African American Chamber of Commerce of San Joaquin. Brother Brandy Owusu Spencer has some tickets there. So out of the 3 of us, you can get the tickets. So, yeah. I didn't want to do online because I'll deliver them if I have to. Okay. So as long as you're not in Nevada or Washington or Oklahoma. But if you're local, I will deliver them.
So La Dolce Vita, that's right at the corner of Sutter
and Weber.
Yes. And then the African American Chamber, that's on the
corner of Sutter and Weber as well. They're like diagonally across from each other.
So what is that, the second floor or third floor?
The second floor.
Second floor.
Yes.
Okay.
It's next to Subway. So the African American Chamber is next to Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have the Art Splash in there. I would like to maybe you could help me get the Art Splash back in that building.
I don't see why I can't.
So,
yeah.
We use the inner courtyard on the second
patio.
The patio.
Yes.
The patio, and then set up artists. So.
Well, I also when I walk in there now, I see art on the walls.
Oh,
like some of the artists pictures are on there, a little bit about them, their bio, and their artwork is on the walls.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
for
okay.
sale.
Okay.
Beautiful art.
So I'd love to have that be a venue for the Art Splash. That's the second Friday of May through October. So our next one's coming up on the 14th.
I'll be there.
So
I'm coming.
So I'd like to talk about how we first met.
Yes.
Yes, we were over at the El Dorado School, and so I was doing some projects with them.
In the after-school program.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I forgot what age they were because I've had so many ages throughout the after-school program. But I remember our facilitator telling us that Joy is coming and your group is going to go with her to a classroom so they can do some art. I was like, okay. We went and you began your instructions on the art, and I would like watch, and I'm like, wow, that's so much fun. And so when they it seemed like they were so involved in it. You got them to be so focused. And so when they were done with their art project, they were like, see, look. But we had to let it stay overnight, I remember.
Yeah, so it was kind of a ceramic thing that we self-hardening clay. Mm-hmm. And we had to do that, and then I think they ended up painting them.
Yeah, they painted them, and they put it. I thought it was for around their necks. I can't remember. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. And then they would ask, "Oh, look at this! Look what I've done." I was like, "Yes, it's nice. Careful, don't break it." So
yeah.
I remember that. And then I think we made such a paint mess. We had to clean up a lot of paint. I remember.
Art is messy.
Yes,
but
I remember you. Ever since that day, I remember you, Joy. And then I started seeing you all over the city. And then I started seeing your work, and I had no idea you did what you did. And that's why you know everyone in the city and beyond.
So I was thinking about how I got started in chalk art. So that's what I'm doing lately. That's what people have been saying to me.
Well, Joy, how did you get started with
How did
chalk
I get
art?
started in chalk art? It was actually in Stockton. Yes.
Really?
It all began in Stockton.
When?
So I think that was in 94.
1994.
1994. Yes.
What were you doing? What did you see?
So no, they had a chalk festival. Mm-hmm. It was on March Lane, and it was in the their groupie buildings in their parking lot.
Right.
And everybody got a square, and they did some art. And I'm trying to remember now, but I was a member of the Stockton Art League, mm-hmm. and I went, and some of the artists were going to be there selling some of their art, and they had like a covered parking area, and all the artists were underneath that, mm-hmm. selling their artwork. And I went to go see some of the artists, Trani Commons and I think Dolly Sellers. And so when I was there, then they said, oh, yeah, would you like to draw something? And I never even thought about doing that. And so then they gave me some chalk. And the only, I always have to like look at something to be able to draw it.
Right.
And so I usually don't just take it out of my mind. So like right across the street were these dolphins. It was a sculpture in the middle of the little pond there by mallards. So it was this dolphin sculpture. So I said, oh, I want to draw that. So I drew that. So that's how I started. But
well, why were you a part of the Art League? I mean, how did you get into that organization, though? I mean, like in when I was growing up, my whole passion is art. Okay.
And so now that that I'm thinking about it, and we were talking in all through grammar school. I would do little art projects. I was a part of Campfire Girls. They taught me, how to do various art things. Mm-hmm. And when I went to church, they taught me how to do art. So I was learning art in all different places. My best, when I think back how schools incorporate art together. My best class was in 6th grade, and that teacher, every subject we had, so we were doing history, we did something about Mayans and Aztecs, and we had to do an art project. So we made the temple, the Aztec temple, and we made the little huts, and so we actually constructed those things. So it was all, we combined the art with the history.
Days. Yeah.
And one of my favorite things with science, I really don't care for science, but every day for a couple of weeks, we went out on the playground to a tree, and they said, look up at the tree, pick a branch, and draw. And so we recorded the changes, how, there's a leaf that's coming, and now there's a bud that's coming, and it dropped off. And so we saw how the process, how it changed, how it grew.
Right.
Day to day to day to day. But we used art. So it was combining the subjects.
With observation, science.
Yeah. And then so in 7th grade, I went through an art class, and, I did that. And then in 8th grade, I got into the art class, but our teacher, we didn't... she was sick for the first few weeks of the class. Mm-hmm. So we had a substitute teacher, unfortunately. There was a whole group of students. They took a dislike to me, and they came and they took razor blades.
I wonder why. You drew that good, right?
So I don't know, but they thought I was a suck up or whatever. And they took razor blades and they came and slashed all my drawings.
They
and
were jealous.
I can't be around this. So I ended up dropping the class, and I got out of art all through high school. I didn't do any art in school. I ended up doing drama. I did typing. I did it was called production. So I did all these different things that I probably would have never done.
Wow.
And then when I graduated from high school, it was a lifelong learning cruise. And we took this cruise up to Alaska, and they taught art on the ship. And
wow.
I said, oh, my God, this is my life, my passion, my love. I found you again. And as soon as I got back from the cruise, I said, I'm going to devote my life to art.
I'm glad you do. I'm really glad you do that. And so the dolphins, how did the dolphins come out when you drew them on that?
So pretty nice. So I mean, I'm always like looking for something to draw. It gets a little harder when you have to think from your mind or whatever.
Well, this may not be challenging enough, is it?
Oh no,
that's too easy.
That's
right?
wonderful.
Oh, okay. I was
that's
say, is
wonderful.
that too easy or something? Oh, what about your dancing days? I mean, didn't you
yes.
do
My
some dancing?
Days.
I remember when you told me that the other day.
So yes, we were at.
That's art.
We were at the VIP at the grand opening.
Mm-hmm. On El Dorado Street.
On El Dorado, it's right across the street from the City Hall, and it's a wonderful dance group. But they also, Lorona, she also does a lot of other educational topics.
Yes.
And like the other day, I just went with her group, and we did chalk art all up and down the sidewalk right by the Martin Luther King Plaza.
Yes.
So we were doing art. But so, yes, that was one of my passions. I took about 15 years of dance.
15 years? That's a career
to
me.
But it was a weekly dance practice. What I ended up doing, I first started in ballet, and then I went to tap dance. But I prefer. I think I really admire ballerinas and tap dancers and all, but I prefer like modern dance and just kind of self-expression. I'd not even give it a name. So.
Yeah, right. I was going to ask you what was your favorite. So, I thought I was going to say either tap or ballet is your favorite. You went to modern. I was like, okay, neither one. But yeah,
just kind of doing whatever I want to do.
Yeah. And then I saw you again at Toast Co. A few days ago.
Yep. At Toast Co. So just there is so much art in Stockton. I mean, it's just amazing. What the only thing that I see that could be an issue, but everything seems to be kind of separate. So we have this over here, and we have that over there, and so somehow we all need to come together on this.
I think we're trying to connect. Right. Somehow, even though they're far away, if we can make a connect, that's what I've been trying to do in the community, trying to at least connect with those who are, if they're not connected to this one, but me, I am the connection,
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can all just get together and be connected, like permanently connected somehow.
Right. I mean, that's what I do enjoy about Tosco. It's telling our authentic stories theater company. Donna Marie McMillan, she started this because she saw a need, beyond just your regular average, whatever, your
average city community theater.
Your regular shows,
right.
That your standard shows that everyone does. So the things that she's doing are something that most people they've never seen before.
Right, because I don't think burlesque has come here either.
Oh yeah,
and I think through her platform,
that's a new thing
coming through there. Yeah, but for the most part, education. I believe she's like really big on the education.
Right, but what really attracts me to the whole program and the whole space. She started it because of her theater company, but she's making it available to us all.
Good,
so, she said, oh, do you need a space, for, like there's a group that would like to do some sewing. Mm-hmm. So we all want to get together and do sewing. And, so the space could be used in infinite ways, and if we could all, like when I was over at VIPS at the dance groups, mm-hmm. They would like to come over and maybe do some dancing. They have the wonderful, what I love about the Tosca space, you have the inside space, but then you have the outside space. So we could also have some shows outside in the open air and, at night, put some lighting out there. And
that's a good idea. They won't have to do the show at their dance studio. They can go to the theater. And
right,
perform.
right,
so
exactly.
Awesome. Like,
exactly.
This is networking, great.
So, I mean, just sharing what we have with each other, and you reach different audiences that way,
right.
So just being able to go to, Tosco went to some of the libraries, and so people in the library saw what they were doing. It's just kind of an exchange of, you go there, and and then we all know about each other.
Yeah, I saw those photos posted too, by the way. Yeah, and I did see the one about the girls and the chalk. I'm so glad for the platform Facebook sometimes, because it lets me know what you're doing in the community and others are doing in the community if I can't get to all the places,
Exactly.
So it helps me see that. Wow, Joy.
So, when you're planning for your big event, what do you need some help with that, or?
Oh yes, I have a YouTube video out there asking for sponsorships because we have overhead. I mean, we're not asking for too much, but we're asking for enough just to pay the bills. That's basically what we need it for. I'm not asking for it to make a profit or anything, let alone a huge profit. That'll be nice, but no. But I'm coming out of pocket mostly with it. So that's how much that's my baby. My music is my passion. It's my love. I'm married to it. And that's why on my Facebook it says it's complicated since 1972. I've been in that relationship since 1972, strong. So if there's anyone out there who wouldn't mind either, what is it called? Contributing to raffle prizes. That's a big plus, because I'm going to hit the ground going door to door like I always do, which is fun for me, and getting those raffle prizes.
What kind of things are you looking for?
We're looking for anything that you can give. Okay, gift certificates. You can never go wrong with gift certificates.
Yes.
People love coffee. And even though Starbucks is great at giving lots and lots of prizes, because I'm charging at the door, they don't contribute to raffles when you're charging at the door. But if I wasn't charging, they would be so happy. They're great. I mean, they would definitely give, but they have to go by their policy. You know, so, but I think everything else is taken care of. My mom is supporting us. She's contributing something for the event. But yeah, we still have mixing and mastering to go through, and duplicating. So I need to raise money, so I can finish that comfortably, instead of like pinching every piece of penny I can find. But yeah, so yeah, if you're out there, we need your help. There are telephone numbers you can call, and we have those in the description box on YouTube, and we have them on Facebook and on Posted. So they're posted. So yeah.
So they would look under your name? Or?
Donna Barlow 2012.
Okay. On
Facebook, yes. And if you want to look me up on YouTube, it's Donna Barlow. You can type in musician or singer or whatever. It'll come up. Because all the other Donna Barlows are like real estate and other things.
So you said this was your third?
This is my third CD release. Yes, ma'am. The first one was at the Cunningham Lounge at Delta College. RTV was a part of that one.
There we go.
I still have the footage of that, and I still haven't fixed it. I need a manager. I need a secretary. I need everything.
So what year was that?
That was 2012.
Okay.
So 2012, then 2015, now 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need you really would like to put all these the videos together, or
Yes, in due time. Like the tour that I went on last year, and of course the first CD release. I have to go through the footage and see what I want. I need to get a good program. I do have iMovie, but Final Cut Pro would probably be a good one to work with. I don't know. I'd have to pay someone if I want it done now. That's more expensive. So that's why it's still sitting in my box.
Yes, actually, I have a movie I'm trying to put together too. We need some movie help. Anyone out there, please call the station.
Yeah.
KXVS.
If you want to talk to us, call us.
So, yeah, I went. I started a movie project, and I went. And I said, okay, I'm going to record like all the arts in Stockton. So I went to all these different things, and I have little snippets of this and that, but just putting, like a 3-minute clip, all these little clips together, how to make it into a movie.
So you feel my pain, because I had like 382 clips, so I have to go through all of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it was the whole entire month.
Oh.
And I had to like dump them off my phone onto my laptop, or I wouldn't have room in my phone. So I recorded everything up from my phone. So I had to keep dumping it in my laptop. That took a long time.
Oh, wow.
I know I should not have been doing it, but while I was driving, I was dumping.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Actually, I'm trying to remember her name. I met a videographer. Oh goodness!
I'm female?
I'm gonna have to remember her name.
Okay.
But she was doing some things. I think it was for Visit Stockton, and
was it Ariana?
No.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
Miss. Okay.
My bad. Okay. I'll get on that and get back to everybody.
Yeah.
But we that was really exciting. On oh goodness,
Was it
I think her name's her last name's Green.
Oh, okay. I don't
But we I met her at the Stockton Arts Week. So they've been having this thing called Stockton Arts Week, and it was in October, so last October, and Visit Stockton put together this. Each day we had, I challenged myself to every day, so it was actually an extended period, 10 days of events. So I organized 10 days of events, and but I met her, and she was a videographer. She actually had worked for like a news station, and she was a professional. And but now she's doing other projects. But she would come and like videotape all the different events. But instead of making like a full-length movie, you know, an hour long, she just kind of did more like a promo. So just how to put all the little bites together and make it intriguing. And
right.
There's a real talent to that.
Yes.
A real art.
I
But
think so. With the special effects and just the right clip.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Just had it, because like we were saying, you know, it's just easier for people to view something that's just a few minutes long instead of, I have to watch an hour.
Yes.
Yeah. Just how to make it, you know, really interesting and you know, catchy and
then sometimes I'll say, that wasn't long enough. I wanted to watch
oh, there
more.
you go. There you go.
Yeah, we're never satisfied sometimes. It's like, we want a longer video, we want a shorter video. We want a longer song, we want a shorter song. We want, or we don't want. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that would be nice if you're out there and you can help us out. We need movies post-produced.
There we go. So, what would your next project be, you think?
The next project after this, I would say we're going to do like a couple of singles every year. Again, because I want to go on tour next year. So I don't really want to put too much on myself. Mm-hmm. I knew I was staying in California this year, so I wanted to make an album this year.
So where do you, what cities would you really like to go to tour?
I would love to go back to Atlanta, Georgia. I definitely am going to New York again. That's no doubt about that. And I did talk to a guy up in Minnesota about doing a showcase there, and he says I was welcome to come up there and do one too. So, but they're so far apart, and I really didn't want to go all over the country this time. Mm-hmm. I wanted to spend more time in one area instead of on the road so much. Right, and I only get to stay this place 2 days and that one 3 days. You know, I wanted to be able to stay a place like 4 days or a week.
Yeah.
But the longest I think I stayed somewhere was at my sister's. That was nice. I like that because she's always visiting us in California, and I hardly went out to see her. So as far as performing, those places that I told you, but I really need to find myself visiting my sister too.
So where is she?
She's in North Carolina, Fayetteville. Yeah. I mean, I have other relatives around the country, but I really want to see my sister. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that sounds really exciting. I'd say probably, you know, if you could just like pick a place and maybe stay there for a week and see what you can do in a week's time. Or?
In a week's time, you know what? I'll have to do my homework and do my research and find out, because I would want to go to more than one venue, or if I do the same venue, multiple nights.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
So I'll have to do my homework on that. Thank you, Joy. That gives me something
there we go.
to do. Definitely.
So where have you performed around here?
Oh, wow. I performed at Juneteenth, Black Family Day, Black Expo. I've sang at weddings. I've sang at funerals. I've sang in, have I sang in nightclubs? I think I have.
Have you sung at any of the venues here?
I've sung at Shativa's, during the, let me think. Well, I didn't expect this question, Joy.
Like Whirlow's across the street.
I have not sang at Whirlow's yet.
Okay, Whirlow's, get on this. You need Donna.
Warlow's, hi, how are you? I'd have called them, though, because I did consider them when I planned for my CD release.
Okay.
I considered Warlow's. I considered the Ave. I've considered, not Shativas. I thought they closed down, but that was just my brain saying that they closed down, but they didn't. I considered the Civic Auditorium, and there was one other location that I considered. Oh, the Caribbean restaurant.
Oh, yeah,
Breadfruit
Tree.
Yeah, but someone said that place is too small. I was like, yeah, you're right, but I'm still going to have something there. I definitely want to have something there because I did sing there once. That's right, at their Caribbean Nights.
Oh, you did?
I sure did.
Hey.
John Terawali, quote unquote, Shogun is his stage name. So yeah.
Have you ever sung at the original Breadfruit Tree?
No, the one that was way on the slough or the water.
Yeah.
No, I have never been over there. No,
Yeah.
I never did.
Oh, you got to go there. And I'm not sure if they. I think they still do that, but they have a beautiful outdoor area. With gazebos and
Oh, so they're still there. They didn't move it into Stockton. They're still
No,
there? So it's two locations.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I'll look into that venue as well.
So the reason I like the original Breadfruit Tree is the whole inside of the dining room is a mural by James Bell. So it makes you think you're out there in the Caribbean, in Jamaica.
And so did he sign it James Bell on the photo?
I think he signs it Bell.
Bell, okay. So when I go there,
B-E-L-L,
yeah. It's probably the only one that's going to be on the floor, right?
Oh, it's the entire all the walls.
Oh, the walls. Okay.
It's like you're in Jamaica. It's just breathtaking.
I'll have to make sure I go there.
And that's a historic. Those are historic now that he's passed away. Actually, on the Miracle Mile, we have a James Bell. The alley up by the Midtown Creperie, the whole alleyway.
You seem to know every store on the Miracle Mile. It's like all these names that you bring up. Is like I had no idea they were over there. It's like, Joy, you know everyone. Not only do you know everyone, you know every place. It's like, well, I'm sorry.
That's my business.
True.
Trying to get to know people and make connections and everything, and that's why I was able to bring you on. So.
Yay, and I'm so glad to be here. Are you guys bored over there, or you're having a good time? No, I'm just playing. Sorry. I know, I'm just yapping. Sorry about that. But
so I think we're going to wrap up the segment.
Already?
Already.
Okay.
It just flew by.
And I was nervous for nothing the other day.
So we had a good old chat.
Yeah.
So why don't you recap the event? Your CD release is on
September 15th at the Civic Auditorium North Hall from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So get there early because we start on time. Okay.
And how do you get tickets?
You get tickets by giving me a call to, do I say my number
or,
online? It's online.
Yeah, you can, or go into La Dolce Vita.
You can go into La Dolce Vita and get tickets there, and you can also go to the African American Chamber of Commerce of San Joaquin here in Stockton. Both of them are across the street from each other downtown.
And it's right on the corner of Weber and Sutter.
Yes.
So... go get your tickets and see Donna.
Yep.
And she sang some beautiful song here. And thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me, Joy. It was a pleasure.
All right. And I'll see you next time on Behind the Art.